Hello friends, very good morning to all of you. So we are going to discuss we are going to start the discussion on electrostatics, that is the second part of your physics first unit. So I would again remind you that if you have any doubt, then please write to me in the comment box of my channel, and I will revert to you definitely. If you like this discussion, the videos, then please subscribe it and share it. So let us talk about electrostatics. You know that there are two branches of this topic: electrostatics and electrodynamics. Electrostatics, electrodynamics. तो इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक का मतलब होता है that charge is stationary, it is not moving, so charges are applying force on each other. We are studying this behavior of the charge, that how the charge is produced on the body and how the charges affect the other charges, how is the electric field and potential produced. So this all we will be discussing in electrostatics without considering the motion of the charge. Whereas in case of electrodynamics, dynamics means motion, movement, static means stationary. So in electrodynamics, we have to study the moving charge. What is electric current? How is the current flowing? You know that the resistor, that is made of metal, and it is having free electrons in it. How the electrons are free? The electrons from the atoms of metal, of whatever metal it is made, the metals are conductors. And you know that what is a conductor? Conductor is the one which let the current and heat to flow through it. Like we have metals which are conductors, and we have insulators and dielectrics. Insulator means does not allow current and heat to flow. Like plastics and non-metals, other are insulators. Dielectric is a separate entity which is similar to insulator. So we will be discussing it later on. तो इंसुलेटर में क्या होता है एंड कंडक्टर में क्या होता है? As I told you that the flow of current and the flow of heat, both is because of free electrons. And from where do we get these free electrons? From the atoms. So the electrons which are loosely bound or in the valence shell of some atoms, they come out, and so the ion is formed and the electrons become free electrons. तो ये जो free electron होते हैं, when the force is applied on them, force means here potential difference. So they experience a force when potential difference is applied to them, and they start moving. And the direction of movement opposite to the movement of the electrons is known as, or direction of movement of positive charge is known as the electric current. So current means movement of these charges. So this we will be studying in electrodynamics. Capacitors also. इसके बाद हम study करेंगे electromagnetic induction and all other like alternating current. We will also be studying there. तो ये हम यहाँ पे study करेंगे. So let us start with electrostatics. So first of all, we will be discussing what is a charge and from where does it come. आप लोगों ने पहले ये पढ़ा होगा, सुना होगा कि जब हम ग्लास रॉड को फर के साथ रब करते हैं, या बिल्ली की स्किन के साथ रब करते हैं, या एमोनाइट को रब करते हैं, या जो हमारा कॉम्ब होता है, जो हेयर कॉम्ब, उसको जब हम बाल बनाते हैं उससे, एंड आफ्टर दैट वी टेक इट नियर टू some small pieces of paper, then the paper pieces are attract towards it. Why does this happen? All this is happening because of the charge, electric charge. So we will discuss what is a charge, how the charges are acquired, what the charges do, positive and positive, negative and negative, what is positive charge, what is negative charge, and how do they behave, and what are the similarities and dissimilarities between the mass and the charge. So suppose I have this body and it is neutral, means neither having positive charge nor having negative charge. It means that the charge here is balanced. Net charge is 0. Number of electrons is equal to number of proton. Positive charge equal to neutral, negative charge, so it is neutral. Charge is 0. So it acquires some electron or it loses some electron. Then we say that the body is charged. So charge is defined as excess or deficiency of electrons. Now suppose n number of electrons move out of this surface, means when it is brought into contact with another surface, n number of electrons are transferred from it. It is not like the electrons are moving in the space. So this happens in case of the heated bodies, like you have studied in chemistry also, what is why the color of a body is changing when it is being heated or cooled. अगर आप कोई metal piece लेते हैं, you have seen a metal piece like iron, when it is heated, so its color is changing from red, blue and so on according to the wavelength it is emitting. So in that case the moving radiation which are coming out of it, so that is a different scenario कि जब electric charge move करता है then it emits the electromagnetic radiation. So when n number of electrons and charge on one electron is E, and E is equal to this much coulomb. Coulomb is the unit of the charge. So charge is on one electron is this much coulomb. So n number of electrons are moving out of the surface. So this is having a charge of plus Ne, which is equal to plus q. If electrons are going out of this, then it is acquiring a positive charge. And if a body is acquiring the electrons, n number of electrons, then it is having a negative charge which is equal to minus Ne. So charge is nothing but the excess or the deficiency of the electrons. So we have electric charge conserved. Charge is conserved means charge is total charge is always remaining constant. On the other hand, if you compare it with mass, mass is not conserved because mass can be converted into energy and energy can be converted into mass according to the equation of Einstein. E is equal to m into c square. You know that according to theory of relativity, if the speed of a body which is moving is very high, means comparable to the speed of the light, then the mass of that body is also changing. Whereas in case of electric charge, it is not affected by the speed. Whatever be the speed, charge remains constant. So mass is not conserved, mass is affected by the speed, whereas the charge is conserved, charge is not affected by the speed, and there are similarities also. So the force between two bodies according to the gravitational law is G m1 m2 by r square. J is a universal constant, distance between two bodies, and two masses m1 m2 separated distance r apart. They are always attracting each other. Two masses attract each other. This is applying force in this direction, and on this is applying force in this direction. The forces are F12, F21 are always equal and opposite, F12 equal to F21. This is following an inverse square relationship. If you have two charges separated by distance r apart, q1, q2, then force between them is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 by r square. So here also F is proportional to 1 by r square. This is a constant where epsilon naught is called permittivity of free space. So this is free space means vacuum. If you have another medium or the two charges kept in another medium other than free space or vacuum, the force acting between them or on both the charges, that will be changed. So why does the force change? Why the force is applied? This is because when we keep a charge here, suppose at this point I am putting a charge. So what is this charge doing? This is producing its electric field. What is the electric field? This is the region under which, or in that region, if I bring another charge, that charge would be experiencing the force, electric force. So this is called the electric field. So the charges interact with each other through the electric field. Electric field is produced by one charge, and we have another charge close to that. Then that field, because of that field, the force is experienced by the second charge, and so on. So electric charges interact through the production of electric field, and when we have another medium between them in place of free space, that field is affected. As a result, the permittivity of free space is maximum. So its unit you can see from here. The value is 8.86 10 raised to power minus 12, and the unit is Coulomb square per Newton per meter square. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 is 9 into 10 raised to power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square. So you can also define this as, according to this equation, we can also define charge. So if we have two charges, they are kept at a distance 1 meter apart, and the force that they are applying on each other will be equal to the value of 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0. So you can say that 1 coulomb is that charge which, when placed in free space at a distance of 1 meter from a similar charge, this is also 1 coulomb, and in that case it will repel this charge with a force of 9 into 10 raised to the power 9 Newton. This will repel this charge with this force, this will also repel this charge with this force. This is how you can define 1 coulomb force, 1 coulomb charge. This is the unit of the charge. SI unit of the charge is coulomb, whereas the other unit, you can call it the CGS unit, is electrostatic unit, ESU, also known as stat coulomb. CGS ESU, electrostatic unit, or also known as stat coulomb. So what we have discussed here is similarities and dissimilarities between mass and the charge. So one more thing I would like to add here is the quantization of charge. What is quantization? Quantization means to fix the quantity. How can we fix the quantity? Charge can be at least charge equal to charge of 1 electron, plus minus, plus 1 if it acquires the electron, plus 2, and minus 1 if it loses 1 electron. So a body can have charge equal to plus 1e that is plus minus 1.6 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, or it can be plus minus 2e, plus minus 3, and so on. Means a body cannot have a charge which is equal to plus minus 1.5e, plus minus 1.6, 1.9, and so. This is called quantization of a charge. So means quantity of charge has been fixed. तो क्या मतलब है इसका? इसका मतलब ये है कि electron either leaves a body or an electron is acquired by the body. So it cannot be divided into parts. Electron cannot be divided into parts. तो अगर आप इलेक्ट्रॉन को डिवाइड करोगे इन ए पार्ट, सपोज हाफ इलेक्ट्रॉन गोज, so the charge acquired by the body is minus half e. That is not possible. So we cannot divide the basic particles. So either one electron, two electron, or and finite this integral number of electrons are moving either from the body or entering into the body, or acquired by the body, better to say. So this is called the quantization of charge. So charge is quantized, but mass is not quantized. This is the difference between mass and charge. Whereas an accelerated charge emits the radiation, electromagnetic radiation, this you all know, but the accelerated mass does not emit any radiation. तो ये है हमारा about the basic concepts of electric charge, and I told you that charge remains conserved. So what is the meaning of conservation of charge? तो अगर कोई body है हमारे पास, it is gaining n1 number of electron, and on the other hand it is losing n2 number of electron. So the charge acquired by this is equal to negative charge due to gaining of electron minus n1e, and positive charge because of losing of electron. This is so total charge is conserved. So a question can be asked to you, find whether 5.8 into 10 to the power minus 18 coulomb is possible or not. Possible or not? So how will you find this? This charge is acquired by the body, so it means that it is having some electrons. Now this is a positive charge, some electrons lost. So how many electrons are lost? Number of electrons are Q divided by E, 5.8 into 10 to the power minus 18 upon 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. If you solve this, you should get an integer value for n. So on solving this, you will get this as 36.25. So not possible, because 36.25 electrons cannot be transferred from a body, either 36 or 37. This is the answer to this question. So this is the basic of the electric charge. And one more thing I would like to add here, that अर्थ कैन बी गिवन इनफाइनाइट चार्ज. आप लोगों ने सबने सुना होगा कई जगह के अर्थ हो गया, चार्ज इज लीकिंग. सो अर्थ कैन बी गिवन एन इनफाइनाइट अमाउंट ऑफ चार्ज. एंड about the conductors, insulators, this we will be studying later on. Here I would like to tell you only that the conductors are the bodies, generally they are metals. And the liquids also conduct. Sometimes the gases also conduct to some extent, but the conductivity is very small. So the liquids like water, etc., not pure water. So when you add some salt to it, the salt is ionized and the free electrons and ions are produced. So they are the conductors of the electricity. So metals are good conductors of electricity and heat. A good conductor of electricity is also a good conductor of heat energy. क्यों? क्योंकि free electrons जो होते हैं वो उसको conduct करते हैं, whereas an insulator and dielectric do not conduct. So this is all for this, all for today, for as far as this topic is concerned. In the next topic we will be discussing further the forces acting on the charges.